Hello from LoveLitCon in wonderful San Diego. Her debut romance novel was an instant bestseller in 2025, capturing the hearts of readers everywhere. Joining me now is Joss Richard. Hi, Joss.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to talk to you. Thanks so much for making the time. Are you excited about LoveLitCon?
Oh my god, of course. We're in San Diego. It's beautiful weather.
It's gorgeous.
Hotel's perfect.
Right? I'd never been to San Diego before, and
Really?
so as I was flying in, I looked like a child on Christmas
my God.
who was like, "This is beautiful."
Where are you from?
Florida.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's similar vibes.
It is,
Right?
yeah. But like we flew over mountains and stuff, so I don't get to see those a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And I love the mountains, so
Yeah.
was kind of obsessed flying in, just looking at everything, and it's so beautiful, and the weather's been. I know everybody says that about San Diego,
Yeah.
not to just talk about the weather, but it's amazing.
I mean, how can you not talk about the weather? When I'm from LA. Well, I'm not from LA. I live in LA, but that's the main thing. Like the weather. That's why I love it there.
That's I was talking to Alana Quintana Albertson
Yeah.
last year, and it was like the 2 days out of the year that it was just pouring rain or something, and she's like, the whole city is shut down, nobody knows what to do.
No, that's how it is.
It was, and her animals too were like going crazy because she's like, nobody knows what to do, it's raining.
Yeah.
So not here.
People don't know how to drive. It's just like, yeah, everything shuts down.
Oof, rough. Okay, before we get started, I want to play a game of this or that.
I'm so excited.
Okay, friends to lovers or second chance romance.
Oh, second chance romance. I say hesitantly. Yeah, second chance romance.
Slow burn or love at first sight.
Slow burn.
Historical romance or romantasy.
Ooh. Historical.
Okay. Coffee date or tea time.
Coffee.
Same. I'm gonna need another cup.
Always.
here.
Yeah. I feel like I probably have like 5 cups of coffee a day. It's not healthy.
I said the same thing to someone yesterday, and then she goes, no. There's studies out now that it's healthier, and I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. So they just changed the ingredients in coffee.
Everyone changed their mind and
Yeah,
did
yeah,
new studies.
yeah.
So, but if that helps at all,
Yeah.
I'll pass on that information. Cocktail or mocktail?
Mocktail.
Okay, like something trendy or something simple?
You know what? I don't drink, and I feel like when I go out with friends, I don't even look at the mocktail menu. I'm like very much like a water or like a latte person.
Yeah.
Like those are my liquids. But if I had to get a mocktail, I don't want anything like too crazy.
Okay.
You know, like something simple.
Because it's a good thing. Like, I love seeing them more on the menu, but it can be a lot.
They're very sweet, I find. That's what it is. Like very sweet.
Yeah, and if you're a water latte girl,
Yeah.
then that's normally not
Yeah.
your jam,
Yeah.
for sure. Read the book first or see the adaptation if you haven't read the book.
Read the book first. Yeah.
Holiday romance or summer fling.
Ooh. A summer fling.
Romantic comedy or romantic drama.
Oh, romantic comedy.
Okay, let's get right to it because I'm already like, we're not going to get to everything that we need to talk about. So first, I do want to say congratulations on like the incredible success of It's Different This Time.
Thank you.
I love, and everything you shared too, like all of the readers that are connecting with it. It's just it's so sweet, and it's so awesome to see you connecting with all of them. Like, love that from a bystander that's just watching all of that. But for readers who still have it on their TBR or will after this conversation, what is that story about?
Oh gosh, I
know.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live, and it's getting loud. But it is a second chance romance that takes place in New York in the fall about 2 former estranged roommates that are left the brownstone that they used to live in, and in order to inherit it, they have to live together for 30 days. But it sounds very tropey when I describe it, but I feel like there are a lot of layers, as are all romance books. They are all very layered, but yeah, I feel like it's very like When Harry Met Sally.
Oh,
Yeah.
classic. We
Yeah.
all love. So what are some of those other themes? Can you kind of dive into the different layers of what readers can expect?
Yeah, like found family, a lot of feelings of like self-doubt, feeling like they're not good enough. I just feel like June and Adam are both very complicated. Well, maybe not so much Adam. Adam is like the perfect boyfriend.
Which is why everybody's sharing him on Valentine's
Yes,
Day.
exactly. It's so funny, but I was telling my husband, I was like, I did not expect people to like Adam this much, which I'm honored. But I just wrote someone who I think is the perfect man. But yeah, June is very complicated. June is very messy. So I think, it's not a linear path. We like go around in circles, we go up, down. But yeah, I'm really happy with the book and I love it.
That's awesome. Well, you should, and that's amazing. Can you share what inspired the storyline?
Oh gosh, well, I'm a really big fan of the sitcom from the 70s called Three's Company.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I have a rewatch podcast. It's my favorite show. It's so niche, but I, from a very young age, have loved like a roommate dynamic, and I think like a more modern take on that is New Girl.
It's one of my top 3 comfort shows.
Yes, so like I just love the idea of being in forced proximity with someone, but you're not dating, and you become friends, and like because you live together, you're like a little more than friends just naturally. Like this is the person that sees you when you come home from work, and like you have a bad day, or you like come out of the shower and you don't have makeup on, like they see you at your like highest and lowest. So I just love that dynamic, and I loved the idea of 2 roommates who like fell for each other but maybe didn't necessarily date, but if they came back together a few years later, would things be different this time?
I love it. Were there any aspects of writing this one that were challenging, and how did you overcome them?
So for context, I wrote this book with no intention of it being published.
Joss, what?
I know.
Holy cow.
This is the first book I've ever written, and I wrote it for myself, and when I realized that I had a finished book, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get an agent. And me not knowing anything about publishing, I thought that you like have a manuscript to get an agent, and that's like your sample, and then when you get an agent, they're like, okay, great, you're my client, now write a book to sell. So I didn't know that like this was the book they were gonna sell. I just thought like it was like practice. Like It was like, hey, like this is what I could do.
You're like, this is a sample of what I'm capable of.
Exactly.
And so what do you think? Do you like it's very vulnerable too. You're basically like, do you like my words and my personality?
But that's what I thought. That is not how that works. So when you query for an agent, you are actually like selling that book, as you know, but maybe some people don't know that. I didn't know that.
I think a lot of people maybe people that listen to this podcast a lot definitely know that now, but certainly people outside of that definitely have no idea what the process is like.
Exactly. And because I wrote it without the intention of it being published, I wasn't like researching how to publish a book while I was writing it. So I wrote it, and I wrote it like from beginning to end. Because it's dual timeline, I didn't jump around. It was really just like as you read it. So, and I didn't outline it. So all that to say, the hardest part was when it came to editing, and it was like, oh, like, what about this? Or like, I have a note here. I was like, wait, like, oh my God, like I should have outlined, I should have thought this through more, because like I was really just going off vibes. So I think the difficulty came after, when it was sold, and like I had to go through edits.
You're like, I pantsed the whole thing.
No, truly. I'm like, this book is just vibes. That's all it is.
I'm like, I kind of like the magic of all of that, though.
And I will never recapture that, because I just feel like now I can never, it's a privilege, of course, but I can never just like write something not like, like that, without a deadline, without knowing someone's going to read it. So yeah.
I definitely want to come back to that, because I was like, I'm sure there's a big difference between book 1 and book 2.
Yes.
So let's talk about that, because your fans are very eager for your next book. I was super excited when I saw that it was announced for August 11th. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's Kiss and Tell is this next one. What can readers expect?
Oh gosh, this one is, I would say, more fun, more sexy. I feel like It's Different This Time was a sweeping romance. I think that's safe to say, because it's told over the span of like 12 years, dual timeline. I think Let's Kiss and Tell is more like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days
Ooh,
vibes.
okay.
Yeah, where It's Different This Time is very like When Harry Met Sally. So we're like, there's like a little more like hijinks, like, you know, it's fake dating. So I think it's like a little more fun.
I love it. Oh, I can't wait. Is there a scene, without like spoiling anything, that you can share that you're just really excited about, that you loved writing or can't wait for readers to get to see?
Oh gosh. There's a scene in a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that's all I can say without giving too much away.
Okay.
It's a little sexy scene in a car.
Yeah, my mind immediately jumped to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're having a really long conversation
They're just
in a
sitting
car,
there.
sitting and talking.
It's very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay, nope, my mind immediately. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So kind of back to that, how did your writing process change from book 1 to book 2?
Oh gosh, like in so many ways. I was forced to outline because I was like, I can't do that again. That like we're not taking that risk. So I outlined, and outlining is very hard for me. And then on top of that, I felt like there was pressure for book 2, which I think is natural. I got my edit notes for book 2 the day after It's Different This Time came out. So I just had this like influx of love for It's Different This Time, and I just was thinking, oh my god, I like won't be able to write something like this again. So I just like I felt like it was a lot of pressure, as I'm sure most authors feel.
I think so. I mean, you're making me think too. I talked to Skyla Arndt, if you know who she is, this past year. I'm like, time. What happened?
What is it? Yeah.
And yeah, we had a pretty in-depth conversation about that as well. That's just the one that immediately comes to mind, about how book 2, like, it's really, if you're not feeling pressure, you're a superhuman, because I feel like that's really, really natural. So I guess, what has your mindset been like to kind of overcome that, to still believe in yourself? Because whether you're a writer or aspiring writer or in a different industry, I feel like a lot of people can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, I think what I had to do is I had to, one, like clear out the noise and realize, like, It's Different This Time and Let's Kiss and Tell will not be the same book. And I don't know if people want it to be the same book, you know? I mean, but maybe some people do, who knows? And I think something that helped me is I look at all of the authors that I love that have multiple books, and like you always have a favorite and a least favorite, like, and you always see like ranking my top Emily Henry books, like, you know what I mean?
People do that all the time. They're like, these are my, like, Taylor Jenkins Reid from like top to, and yeah, I see those all the time.
And I just kept thinking, like, okay, like that people are gonna like something and they're not gonna like something, but that doesn't mean they don't like you anymore, you know? Like, they still like your words, they like your voice. So I just had to realize, like, you're not going to write something for everyone, and I just have to write what I want to write.
No, that's so true for a lot of things, definitely. You have also had just some notable experience with like major networks and shows. You've even worked on some beloved adaptations, like including Daisy Jones and the Six, The Last Thing He Told Me, Tiny Beautiful Things, and more. You have likely just had many, many memorable experiences with your incredible career. Can you share one that like really stands out, whether it's related to that or related to publishing, just one memorable one that really sticks out?
Oh gosh, I mean, like all of it. Like when I look back at my television career, I think working on the Ellen DeGeneres show at the height of the Ellen DeGeneres show was something very special. The show is no longer on, and you know, things have happened since.
Yeah.
But when I was there, I really felt like, oh my gosh, I made it. Like, this is what I want to do. I came to LA, I wanted to work in TV. I get to come onto the Warner Brothers lot. I'm working with Ellen. Like, I'm working with celebrities. Like, that felt like the most real to me, and like like if I could tell my younger self, like, you are working on this show, that child would think it was crazy. So I think honestly that experience is probably like my favorite, and I think fondly of, despite what you would think when you think of that show.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, well, and I know what came out afterwards and what, like, but I don't know. I'm always a person that's like, but I wasn't there, so I don't technically, like, I don't have all of the facts or anything like that. And I think that it's okay, too, to look back fondly about your personal experience with something, even if something else transpired that you probably had no control over and anything like that. Like, it's still 100% okay to look back and think about what an incredible experience it was. And like you said, to have that moment, or to reach that moment that you can look back at your younger self and be like, little Joss, little Brie, like, what if she could see you now? Or what if you told her you were doing that? That's really, really cool, really special. Okay, so I guess you have this manuscript, all of that, and you're like, okay, I'm going to transition to being an author now. Was it really just like that finished book, or was there something else that you're like, because you'd also worked on adaptations too, like you'd seen sort of the media side or the TV side, the film side of everything? Do you think any of that was in the back of your mind about like, okay, I could probably get this done?
I think so. Well,
kind of a weird question, but I'm just like,
I think before working at Hello Sunshine and Reese's Book Club, I did not know any authors. I didn't, like, that didn't feel like a realistic goal. Like, I'm like, who writes a book and sells it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't think that was an option. So I always loved writing, like fan fiction. I didn't really share it. I loved reading, and it wasn't until I was around authors I was like, oh, like, these are people that just followed their passion and they wrote something. So I think that is what inspired me, like, being in that world. It empowered me to write something that was my own. Did I think, like, it would get published? I honestly don't know. I don't think anyone, like, obviously I hoped, you know?
Of course. No, but I think that's kind of what I was sort of assuming, but also was curious about, was like, what was that moment that you did feel really empowered to do it? And
it was that. It was just like, and I also think I've talked to a few people who are queering, and I think I'm, like, also still, like, close to that side because I'm, like, a fairly new author. But I remember consuming so much romance and literature, like, right before I started writing, and I feel like most people who start, like, to write a book, like, they're the same. I think when you're just consuming so much, you're like, I need to do this and I want to do this. And I think I owe a lot of that to Reese's Book Club, because I was like, we were reading so much and, like, churning out books that it was like books were just, like, the only thing I could think of.
So true. I'm right there with you, but for different reasons. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Okay, coming back to your podcast. You get it. You totally get the podcast world. When did you start your rewatch journey, and why did you even say, like, let's do a podcast about this?
Selfishly, because I just want people to talk about my favorite show. I always loved it, and I felt like I was on this little, like, Three's Company Discord. Do you know what Discord is?
Yes.
Yes, I didn't know what it was until, like, someone I know that I met online was like, oh, there's a Discord for Three's Company, and I was like, oh my god, like, sign me up.
My people.
Yeah, I'm like, no one wants to talk about this show, and there were, like, only 10 people on it, but it's fine.
That's okay.
It was fine, but I was having so much fun, like, talking about Three's Company with them. I was like, wait, like, I want to extend this to, like, my own group of friends, or, like, I want to interview people that were a part of the show before, like, it sounds like very dark, but I mean, it's an old show, and I wanted to talk to people before, like, while they're still alive, you know? Because, like, the show was in the 70s, and, like, a lot of the crew members, producers, actors are now, like, in their 70s, 80s now, and I'm like, I think it'd be really cool to have them share their stories, or to just get, like, other people's opinions on it. And it was same, like, as you, like, I'm sure, like, it just comes from your love of books and, like, literature. You just want to talk to people about it, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the whole podcast started. It was just me and my best friend, and we're like, we love books.
Yeah.
We just want to talk about books.
Literally. And I'm like, it was just, like, I didn't monetize it. I wasn't, like, I tried to do, like, once a week, and I was like, that's not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And then I also feel you put pressure on yourself, because if you can't, like, upload an episode one week, you're like, oh my god. And I remember my husband being like, it's your podcast, like, can't you just not upload an episode this week? And then I was like, I guess so. I guess I don't have to, like, break my back over this and just like have it be fun. So that's what it is. Like it's just fun. Yeah. Just spreading the joy of Three's Company.
Well, and it's like a passion project, which I think, and I mean, I like that message too of like, you can do this just about something that you love, and you don't have to reach millions of people with it, but you can still love it, want to talk about it, want to share it with other people, reach the right people, and you don't have to monetize everything that you love.
No.
Like,
and I think the
you
minute
can do it because you just love it, and that's okay.
I mean, what's that saying? Like, the minute you start getting paid for something you love, you don't love it anymore.
Yeah.
There's something to say about that, too.
And you want to love Three's Company forever.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, last thing I wanted to talk about, like, romance as a genre. So whether it's books or TV or film, I would say not here at LoveLitCon, because we're surrounded by people that know and love the genre at its core. Like, but it's often underestimated with other people. How have you seen, or do you see this genre evolving, and what do you hope to contribute to it?
Oh, gosh. I'm hopeful that it's evolving. So it's different this time. There's a short list in Canada. It's called Canada Reads, and it's like, I'm not making this up. It's amazing. It's a Survivor. It's like a battle of the books, where they had a long list of 15 titles, Canadian titles, then they narrow it down to a short list, which is 5, and each book competes to be Canada's most read book. So there is a person, whether it be like an athlete or like a newscaster or an influencer, and they represent your book, and they go into a debate and they talk about the book. So all that to say, it's different this time. Made the short list as the second romance novel in 25 years, which is absolutely crazy. And it's different this time. Also made, I'm not saying this to brag by any means, but I have a point. I have a point. But it also made this. There's a bookshop, James Patterson, shortlist as well, for indie booksellers to vote for, and It's Different This Time was the only romance novel. So I feel like seeing those things leaves me hopeful, because when I was told oh, this is the only romance novel, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to share that information. I just feel like the romance community is so proud, and there are other books on there literary fiction, which are incredible books, but I just feel like the community shows up differently for different genres as they do for romance, and I think that is to have it, a romance novel compared side by side with a thriller or literary fiction, it is just so clear how powerful the romance community is and how much they want to support romance writers and they want to read romance stories. So all that to say, I feel like I'm very hopeful, because I think those people that are choosing these lists are noticing, because they weren't including romance novels before, and now that they are, they're like, oh my god, we didn't know that this author who wrote this a romance novel has these followers that are making these edits or these graphics, and I think that's really eye-opening. So I'm very hopeful for the future of romance. Sorry, that was very long-winded.
No, but I think that was perfect, and it just even that gives me hope. And not to make this the theme of this episode, but I do feel and guaranteed. Sorry, let me compose my words. The bookish community in general is very empowering and wants to lift up everybody, but I especially see that in the romance genre too, just how supportive everybody is with the book. So I agree, it makes me really hopeful, and I think everyone should be proud. I think you should be proud too. It's amazing for that to happen, and I'm obsessed, and I want to know more about this Canada Reads.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I'm I have to
crazy.
To look this up. That's so cool.
And then also heated rivalry.
Of course.
People we meet on vacation, Bridgerton. I just feel it's very clear that these adaptations are doing well, and I'm hoping not just publishing, but also networks and studios see that. And I do think we are on the cusp of a new genre, a new wave of romance. Yeah,
I do too. Totally agree. For readers and listeners, where's the best place for them to connect with you if they haven't already?
I would say I'm the most active on Instagram, which is at joss.richard. I respond to everyone. I really need to stop.
I'm honestly amazed.
It's like it's a problem. I'm on there a lot, and I'm trying to stop. But yes, that is the place to reach me.
Joss, thank you so much. This is so fun chatting with you. Have the best time at LoveLitCon too.
Thank you so much. This was so lovely. I could have done this like for another hour.
Yeah, come back. I mean,
Right?
book 2, like later this year.
Oh my God.
We can
Let's
talk
do
about
it.
it. We can add someone else, another co-host. We'll all talk about it.
Let's do it.
All right. Sounds good. Cheers. Thanks so much for listening. The Narratives and Nightcaps podcast is a production of The Craft Co. with intro music created by Remington Haynes.
Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow at Narratives and Nightcaps on Instagram or visit our website, narrativesandnightcaps.com.
Sign up for our newsletter to always know what we're reading next, which authors are joining us on the show, and for extra bookish and beverage info.
Connect with our additional co-hosts, Jordan and Emily, as well.
You can find me on Instagram at Cozy Reads and Sips.
And you can find me on Instagram at books.bottles.
Cheers!
Cheers!